I spent 2 hours inside the Riverbend Maximum Security Institution tonight as a media witness for this execution. From the start, we went through a couple different security checkpoints and ended up in 3 different rooms. 2 of them were waiting rooms, and the 3rd room was the media witness room. When we walked in, it was dark. I sat in the front row. There were 4 windows with blinds covering those windows, and you could only see light that was just peeking through the sides. The first words that I heard that described what could possibly be going on inside the room was "Miller cleared." From that point on, there was about 15 minutes or less between that and when he was pronounced dead. When the blinds went up, he was already sitting in the electric chair. He had been strapped in like what you would see in a seatbelt, an X across his chest with the buckles, and then those on his arms and his feet as well. At the time, they were putting sponges on his body. The one that I notably noticed was the one that they put on his head. His beard and his head were both shaved, and he was staring right at the window where the media witnesses were sitting on the other side. He was asked to give his last words, and we couldn't understand him at first. We actually asked his counsel that was sitting in the same media witness room what he said. He said it beats death row. And then from then on, it was about 10 minutes between that and when he was pronounced dead. I noticed that his hands never really moved except for when he got those 2 jolts of power. They just sort of tensed up. His body raised just a bit out of the seat, but he didn't speak after those last words. Even between those electrocution shocks, he didn't speak. And then there was the waiting period. For about 6 or 7 minutes, we sat and waited, watching for any signs of life, which never came. The blinds then went down, and it was a couple minutes that followed that we heard someone over the microphone say that the execution had ended. He was pronounced dead at 7:25 Central Time, which was 8:25 Eastern. We were walked out much quicker than we came in, and most of us then went to the podium to share what we'd seen. This was the 2nd execution that happened here in the last 2 months, and this man was from Knoxville. Reporting in Nashville, I'm Madison Keevy, WATE 6 on your side.
All right, thank you, Madison. Meanwhile,